Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Valentine's Day special.
Hang on, your MacBook just switched again.
What the freak?
I'm lying. It's just me. Ah. Okay, I'm really
We have
loud.
our heart on. We got lots of heart ons today.
Yes, and I have my dump him. So if he doesn't get you what you want for Valentine's,
Tiffany is anti Valentine's, and it is my favorite holiday. The
oh
most.
man. All
Right. So
right.
Tiffany got to tell us a story first. Story time.
What story?
Yes, we got to talk about the love. Well, not love, the dating. Let's go.
Okay, so there is no love. So hang on, let me scoot back a little. I feel like I
Backstory Tiffany got off all the dating sites because she said, "Fuck them men."
Yeah, I did. I got off the dating sites. So there was a couple guys. I was on two different sites, right? So I personally do dating sites because they are a little bit more convenient, right? I don't go out. I'm not a big bar person. I mean, I don't go to church.
She goes to church when she visits me. I force her.
Yeah, I get right with Jesus on my own time. But I'm saying, like, so I don't, like, there's some things that I do, like, in the writing community. So I'll give you a quick backstory. So Monday, Jean and I, one of the girls that I ride motorcycles with, went to an event that's called Munchie Mondays. And the Munchie Mondays is supposed to be like a writing event for new writers to meet. Oh my God, it was a shit show. Okay, so we went because I'm single, Jean is single. So I was like, oh, let's just go and mingle. We can meet new people, somebody that rides like we do. And yeah, no, none of those people were any of our styles. And their ride was very unsafe, especially for new riders that they had. That we ended up, they were running lights and stuff. And Jean and I both, I mean, we ride pretty crazy, but we're not, yeah, we're not running lights. I have way too much on the line for that. So I try to do things, right? So there's the backstory, right? I try to do stuff. So I figured dating online would be easier because I can meet people a different way than out in the public, I guess you could say. So I had two dating sites I was on. I met two different guys. Both of them ended up being on that "Are we dating the same guy" thing on Facebook.
If you're
So I'm
not
a big,
following that on Facebook, ladies, and you're in the dating community,
oh my God,
go follow it immediately.
100%. So
Or if you're
part of
married,
me
don't
kind
worry
of,
about your husband cheating.
right? I know oh, it's terrible. So I was kind of like, I like the group. It's a nice group, but at the same time too, I kind of give it like salt and give, right? Because sometimes you're going to get women on there that are upset because he didn't pick me or he's dating multiple
Yeah.
women. Well, that's the whole point of dating, is to
That's the
date
whole point
multiple
of dating.
people
Yeah.
until you find that commitment that you want to make with one person to get to be with that one person only, right? So I'm a big person in believing in going on those multiple dates. It's very hard to keep track of stories on a multiple date, like listening to people talk, because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, didn't your grandma die? And then it's like, wait, that's the other guy. Shit, my bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a terrible thing. But both of the guys were on there, and I gave the one guy an opportunity to understand. I sent him screenshots of it. I know that's forbidden, but I gave him an opportunity to answer it and
Explain
come forward.
yourself a little bit.
And he
Yeah.
did. He explained everything, and it sounded very, innocent. It didn't sound like it was crazy. But as the days started going on, it was just kind of like, eh. It was very blah with him. So I just was kind of like, there's really not that spark. No, thank you. The other guy was like a total freak. He had like a breeding kink, wanted women to take out their IUDs. Oh my God. I was just like,
Hmm.
now, mind you, a lot of men on these dating sites do not know what I do. They don't know that I'm a sexual health coach. I don't tell people what I do right off the bat because it gives that misconstrue that I'm some kind of like super freak and I always want anal. I don't understand that. But I was like, no more dating sites. So I deleted all of my dating sites and was like, I'm totally just nah, no thank you. Plus I'm very busy, right? Because I do work, I do have school, I have my son, I have this, I have a lot going on. So I decided to, you know what, let's give our love season one more time. So I joined Facebook dating, and yeah, very, very interesting. There's quite a few men on there that I'm having conversations with right now. To an extent. They still don't know what I do because I'm not going to tell anybody until that one person drops in and they're like, "Are you that girl that said for every 35 pounds that a man loses, he gains an inch?" And I'm like, yep, that's me.
Listen, she's made it all the way to Raleigh, North Carolina, where a firefighter knew who she was, showed it to my son, who is also a firefighter, and he's like, I know her. She's like my aunt. It's my mom's best friend. And he's
That's
like,
like my hidden
oh,
boyfriend.
yeah,
My
yeah,
secret young boyfriend out there, I tell you. I've never met him though. I still have yet to meet him. I think we did what, a FaceTime? I think I met him one time on FaceTime and
yeah,
that's it.
on
But
FaceTime. Yeah. Shout out to Raleigh Fire Department.
yep, yep. We loved him. I have a good time in Raleigh, I'm just saying. The
Oh my
atmosphere is
goodness.
different. So hopefully you guys so let's just jump right in. If you guys don't know who we are and you heard my whole crazy I'm dating again, but I'm wearing a dump him shirt. Anywho. So
So
we are I know I'm all over. Last week it was emotionally unavailable. I just love shirts. I think shirts and hats that have funny sayings on them are great. So, if you guys don't know who we are the Desire and Diagnose podcast. I am Tiffany Marie. I'm a sexual health coach. I've been in the business for over 18 years. And then you guys are definitely staring at Miss J. Miss J is your guys' new favorite mental health coach.
why
So,
on your right or your left?
I know, I think you're on my left.
I'm on your left.
You're on my left. So
Yeah.
Jay is a therapist. She's getting ready to get her boards passed. She is finishing up school. She has less than 3 weeks. 2 weeks left. And then she will be getting her license, and then you can definitely call her and she can charge you now. Before, I just call her and she doesn't charge me. So I have to give her my insurance card soon. But yeah, we started the podcast as a way of just having fun, basically, and being able to communicate, but put sexual health stuff with mental health stuff because in the world that we live in, it's both options are happening right now with mental and it's affecting your sexual health, and vice versa. Your sexual health is affecting your mental, right? So we figured we'd do a quick little, fun little podcast and talk about it.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be short, sometimes it'll be long, and sometimes, it'll be like this, and sometimes it'll be rock hard. I'm just kidding. uh yeah, we talk. When we talk, we crack each other up and the people around us crack up. So we were like, let's start a podcast because this would be great.
Yeah,
So
we have a good
sometimes it'll
time.
be like really educational, and other times, like today's episode, we're just gonna kind of chat about stuff and bring you guys in on just life and Tiffany's
Yeah.
dating.
No, we are not getting into a whole episode on my dating.
Fun fact, I did meet my husband on social on the apps. We beg to differ on which one. 'Cause we're both on a couple. Like we were on Plenty of Fish. What
Wait,
was that?
you guys fight over this after how many years of marriage?
No, we don't fight about it. We just don't. He's like, I met you on what's Tinder, and I
Uh,
was like, I feel like I didn't meet you there though, because I feel like I was on Tinder very briefly because then I realized that it's actually a hookup site. I didn't realize that it was like. But I have come to find out that a lot of people have met and like had relationships and got married, even on Tinder. So, anyways, maybe it's just the approach or wherever you are. Maybe it's because it's Vegas and Vegas is just like so transient and people coming in there are looking for a hookup. So, I don't know. Anyways,
I
that's
kind of like I have rules with my app. Like I actually read people's profiles.
yeah, to see where they're from.
Right. I like to read like their little bio. Like granted, my bio, okay, I'll read you mine. I'll show you my pictures. We'll do that. You can see my whole bio.
Okay.
So I like to read people's bios and see what are they saying, right? What is their little spit that they're going to put? Are they a dog person or a cat person? No offense to cat people, I'm just not a cat person, and I have a older German Shepherd who will tear that thing up like a squeaky toy. So that's not going to work. And I have a new German Shepherd puppy. She's somewhere around here. Yep, tearing up a ball behind me. Thank God she's not tearing my house up. So I like to look at stuff like that. I also like to look to see if they're drinkers, smokers, because I don't date people that smoke. Height, I have a lot of people, like I have other girlfriends that are like, oh, if he's not 6 foot, he's not for me. I don't really care. You could be 5'7". I'm 5'10". So if you're like 5'5", that's a little cutting it. Yeah,
Put
I
it
mean,
right.
he'll get smothered in the boobies. Okay, so here's my picture.
Cute.
And it says, looking for a companion to do things with, love doing anything with motors, from off roading, lake days, or riding my motorcycle. And I have them there. I'm a respiratory therapist. These are my pictures.
Ooh, I like that one.
I was doing my eye patches.
Cute. I
I give a
actually
full
saw
body
that.
picture.
Oh, that undershirt.
What undershirt? I know, isn't that cute? It's a bra.
That's
I
what I
have
was
one that I was at work.
thinking.
Of
Gotta
course, I
show.
got to have my motorcycle. I got a picture of me on the back,
Cute.
a full body picture.
Those are
And
important.
And then, of course, I have to show my leg tattoo.
Yeah.
And that's it. I like to give full range. So you can see what I look like, because on dating sites, I don't think people realize when you only take pictures from here up, that to me means that you're fat.
Yep. And angle it so that it gets yeah.
Yeah. I don't care if someone's fat, but
Women
oh my God.
do. Yeah. Women do
What?
that. And then they like, you're going to meet the guy. He's
Hmm.
going to see that past here, you're a little more pear shaped.
Well, and I don't think people should be afraid to show what they look like. If you are
No.
afraid to show what you look like on a dating app, like a full body, then you don't love yourself right now and you shouldn't be dating.
Yeah. 100%. You need to work
Like,
on you and your image.
right, I know I'm thick than a snicker,
She
but
got
I'm
that
not
booty.
afraid to what?
She got that booty.
I got a lot of booty. But I'm not afraid to like show it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but there's people on there that I like, even men, like I don't think people realize when we meet someone in person, right? It's different because it's a first impression that you're giving. Online dating, your first picture is an impression. So if your first picture is of your car, I don't even swipe to talk to you. I'm like, nope, no, thank you.
Yeah. Well, because you're like, what are you hiding? The thing that I noticed about men when I was on the dating apps, that they would post pictures from like 10 years ago. And then you meet them and they either have this huge beer belly, they're all grayed out, bald, whatever. Like, you don't like cigarettes. I mean, I don't like cigarettes either, but you're bald. I just, I can't. I can't. As soon as you take off that hat, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's all ruined.
No, I like, I don't know why, but I love bald heads.
You just like to rub them.
Yeah, I do. Especially when they're like clean shaved, like right to the skin. Oh my God. I just want to like, cause you could just like caress it. And then have you ever looked at a bald head and seen like, this is how you know if somebody really has a good head. When you get to the back of the head and they have like the extra rolls, I call it the hot dog rolls. Cause you got like that little squeeze you can put a wiener in.
Ah.
This is why I'm single.
Can I rub
Cause I
your
be hot dogging people.
That's great.
No, I just think that a lot of people are not very forthcoming
They're not.
when, and communication on there I think is very off. And if you guys haven't tell, like our episode today is kind of about communication.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to text messaging, even online messaging, like messaging in general, there's no communication there because you really can't hear somebody's voice. You can't see their facial expressions. And I will literally call us females out, but when a gentleman sends us a message and we are in a woman mode, okay, where we're cranky, colicky, smurfy, whatever they are, okay, but we're in our mode and you send us a text message, our body, it could have been the nicest message, but our brain will read it like you had a problem.
Yeah.
Like we will read it like there's an attitude on that text message
Yeah.
and then send it back and be like, well, fuck you too, right? Because we're reading it like that and it might not have come off like that with somebody. So that's why I always say messaging is one of the worst.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with email, but even when you're just talking to somebody, I mean, you're a businesswoman, I'm a businesswoman. I have to be very careful about how I word things because I don't want it to come off a certain way. If I'm worried about that, I will literally be like, we need to have a phone conversation or I'll do talk to text. And a lot of these apps nowadays allow that to where you can actually send a voice message so you can say, you know, something with it coming off aggressively or judgmental. I feel like sometimes, you know,
Yeah,
so
especially with business stuff. I hate emails. I try to keep it real strict and real personal with business emails to people because I don't want to ever offend somebody when that's not my point to offend them.
yeah,
If it's my point to offend somebody, I'm gonna call them so you can hear the
the,
offending from my
the
mouth.
anger in her
Yeah.
voice.
And
Like,
that's why like I like commu- communicating through starting out with text messages because you think about it like online dating and texting is kind of like hey, how are you? What do you like to do? What do you do for work? What's your days off? It's like your basic, and I call it the interview phase. And it was perfect. I had a gentleman last night who's like, I'm so sorry for asking like a series of questions like an interview. And I go, no, that's what you're supposed to do because
communicating at least.
you love hiking. I don't. I'll
Yeah.
meet you there in the razor. Like I'll ride up there and pick you up. But I don't want to hike with you. I have no
Yeah.
desire to hike. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just because I haven't liked hiking, or it's because I don't do cardio and I'm out of shape. So when I get halfway into a hike, I'm like, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. So communication with texting, I think, is like online dating. I think it's just the start, right?
Yeah.
Even if you meet someone in person, you normally are texting. Like I would rather meet someone through friends,
Yeah, I
but
think we all would rather meet someone through friends or the old fashioned way. I remember being younger and I ran into a cute guy at the grocery store. Like, it's
yeah,
nice to have that, but I feel like just so many people are so distracted nowadays that they're not open to it. And even so, I feel bad for guys and watching my son, my older son, go through trying to date, he would do the most romantic, horrible, bless you things. One time we went to, it was when we had first got to Raleigh, and we went out to eat, and there was this group of girls that were, like, having a girls' night, and as soon as we walked in, he locked eyes with this girl, and they both kinda smiled at each other, and he's like, "Man, I really wanna just, like, get her number. I wanna tell her I wanna"
yeah.
and try to talk to her. Same thing that you would do it on a dating website, you know?
Mhm.
So he gets this really cute idea and he goes and you know how some restaurants will like sell their shirts on the wall? And so they sold their shirts. So he went and put on a shirt or he bought a shirt, put it on, and went over to the table and was like, you know, you guys have how was your evening? You know, have you guys enjoyed your dinner? Da da da, pretending to work there, which I thought was fucking adorable. And if you know my son, it's even better.
Mhm.
And so the girls were like, "Oh, yeah, it's great." He was kinda making eye contact with that girl again, and he was like, "Alright, awesome." And then he's like, "So, I don't work here. I just came over because I wanted to know if I could have your number." And she's like, "Me?" Like, out of all of us girls? And he was like, "Yeah." So she's like, "I find this very, very sweet, but, like, I have a boyfriend." And he was like, "Oh, shit." And she was like, "Well, thank you so much. Like, that was really cute." But I feel bad for guys because they don't another girl could have taken it like, "Ew, he's a creep." Or maybe she lied to him. Maybe she was
Right.
like, "I don't have," "I have a boyfriend," but really she didn't. You know, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't sometimes. The girls will either think that like, "Ew, he's a creep.
Mhm.
He's trying too hard," or,
But I
a bit
also think it's this generation.
it totally is. It's his generation and below. It's just like, "Uh-oh, we gotta watch out." Like, we
Yeah.
can't open our hearts to anybody because,
That's what I feel. I feel like it's this generation and nobody wants to everything is a hookup culture right now.
Yeah.
and it's not really a finding a set partner. So there actually is a statistic that shows that this generation right now is the lowest when it comes to sexual activity because they are so consumed with phones, with their computers, with social media, that they're not there to make those connections with people. And they are having the less sex out of any generation right now is them. And I don't know if it's, I feel like dating isn't what it used to be. Like I remember when I was younger, like we would date. Like I was younger, I act like we're old. We are not old, okay?
Or
I
not.
am still 33. I will lie about
You're
that
as
for the rest.
old as you want to say you are, apparently.
I will lie about my age until on my deathbed, I
She's like,
swear.
she's like,
I'll be
"Oh,
90. I'm
God."
33. Let me take these teeth out, Sonny. But I think like dating back, when my son was younger too, was the guys actually made a cognitive decision to come over and talk to you. Like think about it with country dancing, right? So Vegas has a couple country bars. So when I was younger, when I shouldn't have been going to country bars because I had a illegal ID, right? Underage fake ID. Me? No, I still actually have that ID. I'm going to frame that thing. But I would go to the country bars and the men used to come up and ask women to dance. Like, hey, do you want to go
Yeah.
dance? Hey, let's go dance.
Mhm.
Now you go to country bars,
Yeah.
nobody's
We're
asking
all
anybody to
around,
dance.
we're dancing together. The
Right.
guys are scared to ask, and
Half
the
the
girls
time I'm
typically
asking.
are you to
I'll go
ask
ask a
that?
guy.
Well, yeah, because they're scared to, because this is like the culture of like the guys are creeps. And I think that you should be cautious no matter what, even with women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Period. But you have to like open up your heart and your communication with people to be like, yeah, it's just a dance. Like, you know,
Yeah. So I think that the communication has gone downhill, especially when it comes to dating and talking to people. Even like at work, think about it from a work point of view. I feel like this generation is a bunch of tattletale, snobby brats.
yeah.
I don't understand.
Are we dating the same guy? And like you said, there's a fine line. Like I've seen girls on there and be like, oh yeah, I went out to coffee with him 2 days ago. Oh, what? I've been kind of dating him on and off for like 2 weeks. Well, dating, are you exclusive? Because that's a
Right.
whole different thing. If
Right.
you're exclusive and he's saying like, oh, you're the one for me, let's like start, let's be just you and me. We're only dating the two, us two. That's totally different. Then you could be like, what? I've been dating him for 2 months. I thought we were exclusive. We're sleeping together. Like for me, that's the deal breaker right there. Maybe for some girls it's not. But if we're sleeping together, I need to know that you're not sleeping with other.
Correct. Correct. There should be exclusivity with that.
100%. But
But
communication has to be there, but those,
the transparency has to be there.
yeah,
And being honest, and that's where I feel like miscommunication happens with dating is because people get out here to meet other people, but nobody is actually opening their mouth and expressing how they feel about stuff. Like if you want to go out and just date multiple people, then say that, hey, I'm just having fun, I'm dating multiple people right now. Like I remember I went on a date with a guy like 6 months, 7 months ago. Super nice guy, very nice gentleman, but he was very honest with me. He's like, I'm not looking for anything serious. He's like, I just got out of a relationship maybe 2 years ago. He's like, I'm in counseling right now. My ex really did a number on me. He's like, but I'm not looking for a relationship, and I know you are. And so I was like, I appreciate you telling me that. He still messages me, but I know that at the end of the day, he's messaging because he wants fun.
yeah,
I'm looking for fun, but not on that end. I'm looking for a more committed fun.
yeah,
I want to have fun with the same person.
yeah. And I think that girls, I mean, females, you cannot think that because you are super hot, you might have the golden vagina, but you are not going to change his mind in terms of wanting to settle down with you at all. What's going to end up happening is he's going to start lying and playing games with you because He's having fun with you, but he also wants to have fun with other people.
Right.
So
And that's why I think people need to
paying
set
attention.
boundaries and stick to them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that goes with, that doesn't even just go with dating. That goes with all relationships. If
Yeah.
you have something that you don't like, you need to stick to that boundary. And I think that's where a lot of women, including myself, gets played the most, because I bend my boundaries and I allow things to happen. But at the end of the time, you look back and you go, well, why did I allow that to happen? I would have never allowed that. So I don't know if I don't think it has so much to do with not loving myself, because I love myself. I just think it has to do with of that companionship. And I think women are natural fixers, and we
Mhm.
just want to fix.
Mhm.
He has a problem, I can fix it. I can
Yeah.
fix it. Me, I'm not fixing shit anymore. I'm so over fixing men and their bullshit that
Yeah.
now, like, if I see something, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Well, men will show you who they are.
Oh, yeah.
They're very transparent. They're easier to read than you think. If they're
Mm-hmm.
not calling you, if they're kind of putting you off to the side, things are coming first, they're showing you who they are without
Oh, yeah,
having to
100%.
like that. If a
Yeah.
guy's into you, I mean, I hate to bring up that, he's just not into you. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going to put in the effort and he's going to show you who he is. So if he tells you this is all I want, that's all he wants. So
Yeah.
then
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to make a decision at that point. Like, do I want to just have fun or do I
Mm-hmm.
want to be serious? Because this is where it lies.
So what would be some tips that you would give men and women when it came to like dating with communication? Like they're back in the scene. Let's do two different scenarios. Let's do the scenario where it's a person who's been like on again, off again, single, and then let's do a scenario where it's somebody who's been out of a marriage for like 20 something years and they want to start dating.
Right.
Give me the scenarios. What are some things that we would tell both people?
So in terms of dating, and in respect to communicating, especially those first like messages back and forth, I think it's really important for you to say something meaningful, not flirty, not sexual, unless again, that's all you want it to be. But then most likely the girl is not going to respond to you. But men need to say more than, hey, how's it going? They need to read your profile and say, hey, I noticed you like boats. I have a boat. Would love to take you out on it
I
sometime.
got a throat.
Would love to take you out on it sometime would be over the top. So dial it back, guys. You can, again, read it. I noticed you like boats. When was the last time you went on a boat? Do you have a boat of your own? Ask a girl questions like that. Read her actual profile so she knows that you took the time to actually figure out what's going on. And girls, stop being so afraid. Sorry, females, women. Stop being so afraid and actually freaking write back. And don't just be like yes or no. Because then what happens is he writes, hey, how you doing? Most of the time, the girls just ignore that. Yep.
Mhm.
Or they're like, I'm good. How are you? And then that's where it ends. So I think that you need to be meaningful in your responses to each other and then in response to each other in terms of dating.
So I'm
Um,
the same way with you when it comes to people that are starting to get back in the field, like newbies, like they've been on and off dating.
yeah.
I think women need to stop being so cliche. I hear a lot of women that are like, oh, it's whatever he can do for me. So you need to analyze what you want in a partner. Are you wanting somebody that is, now listen, I don't have any problem with somebody having their bills paid for, right? If that's what you're looking for that sugar daddy or that golden goose that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life, that's great. So make sure that you have that priority. If that's something that you're not looking for, you're looking for that 50-50 relationship, I would say be open. But you
Mhm.
also have to communicate and talk to them. And I see a lot of men that tell me, like, you actually communicate very effectively. You kind of give me more than like one word answers, because a
Because
lot
most
of
girls
women
don't.
are only giving, like, hey, how are you? Good. Like,
Yep.
there's no, okay, communicate back. Hey, how are you? How's your week going? Sometimes people are introverts and you have to pull them sometimes to get them to communicate. And that once
Yeah.
they open up, then they're a lot easier to communicate, I think. For men, I think it's so much of please be men.
Hmm.
I think that's the problem too, is like be assertive. Don't be afraid to be assertive and say, but I personally, if you start talking about sexual things with me and I haven't even met you yet, I immediately delete you
Or
because
future
that's what I know
planning,
you want.
like what I said. I'd love to take you out on my boat sometime. Don't future plan, guys. Just try to look at my profile, see what is there, and take an interest in me, and then make a meaningful message to me. And if the girl doesn't respond, it could be a bot. I mean, we all know that there's bots out there to try to build it up. So don't take offense to it. Don't think that, all of us women are the same. But if there are women responding where it's just like good, then men, you should be writing them off too. Know your worth. Be like, I know what I want here. And if you don't know what you want, in the famous words of Tiffany, you guys need to journal, not just females, men too. Like, this is what I'm looking for. And then you can actually take that and put some of it in your profile.
Or even just say that in your profile. I don't
Yep.
know what I want right now. I'm just exploring.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest one with dating is the lies. There have been so many sites that I've or profiles that I've read where they're honest. They're like, I'm married. We're looking for a second partner,
Yeah.
or I'm poly, I'm in an open marriage. Okay, that's great. I appreciate you being so honest, but I know you're not for me. I don't play well in the sandbox. I don't
Yeah.
share.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what advice would you give for a male or female that is literally coming off of a long term relationship, could be a marriage, where they were together for, 20, let's say 15 plus years, right?
Mhm.
And they
Yeah.
want to get back into the dating style. So, what would be something that we could give them on communication skills to help them?
Yeah. First of all, if you're wanting to get back into the dating world, you need to heal first. Even if you were checked out, I was checked out of my marriage before we even divorced. And then when we divorced, um, I still didn't, I was not in a healthy spot. And I had met somebody through a friend actually. And that dating experience was awful because I didn't give myself enough time to heal. Had I allowed that to happen, I probably would have never dated that guy. So, if you are not completely healed, you're going to get into an unhealthy relationship. So please seek counseling or pick up a book. Allow yourself to grieve the relationship, even if you feel like you're over it. You need to grieve the relationship and you need to make sure everything is finalized. You've been divorced, it's done because you don't want to bring that into a relationship. You're not living on property with that person, whether it's in the house or in a trailer in the backyard. Cough, cough. And you need to be, if you have children, have a child plan because that's going to drag a relationship apart as well, a new relationship apart. If you don't have your crap together between you and your ex to, how things are going with the kids and this nasty divorce and da da da. And sometimes listen, people are bonkers. Bitches be bonkers, men be crazy. And I mean, I have to deal with an ex that likes to take my husband back to court every year or so. And their kids are completely grown. So you're going to have to understand that once you've been married and you're dating people who are married, you have to kind of embrace that acceptance too. Like make sure that your partner or whoever you're trying to get to know is done with all their shit. But then also, like, you need to be understanding of like, listen, they've been married, they have kids, they have a past. You can't hold that against them or it's gonna tear you guys apart. So, um, make sure you have all your ducks in a row before you jump onto those dating websites, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna hurt yourself and you're more importantly gonna hurt somebody else because you're gonna drag them through the ringer of the bullshit that you're not done with. And it's
No,
not
I'm with you
fair.
on that. I
Yeah.
agree with that 100%. Because I also think, too, a lot of people bring in their past relationships into their current relationships.
Yeah. If they're not finished and it's closed. I mean, we all have baggage that we bring in, and that's how we know that we're done, right? We're ready to move on. But and that's
So
how we learn
destructive.
our
Sorry.
life lessons too. It's okay.
I'm like, the
Shoot.
fucking dog is
He's
like,
like, "Oh."
at first it was this thing, then it's a toy. I'm like, this motherfucker. I don't want to open the back door because she's going to go fuck up my sand pits.
No, you're good. I can hear it. I hear her.
But no,
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. I think that's a big thing too, is a lot of people bring in their past relationships into their new relationships. And they
yeah,
think that, like, okay, so for me, personally, I think that men are liars. I
because you've
think,
dealt
and I
with.
don't think it's
Yeah.
true on all men. I think that some men try to portray themselves as something they're not.
Hmm.
And within literally a couple conversations, I can immediately pin that
True.
shit out of somebody
Yeah.
because I can hear it. It's not them, it's not authentic. But I also think that people bring in a lot of their bullshit. Like maybe your wife or your ex partner, like, fucked you over. You bring it into the next person because you think that person's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that there should be that communication. And I'm not a big believer on hounding on past relationships with new relationships, but I do believe in having an open conversation and open dialect about a past relationship that you were in and what it was like, but also what did you like about that relationship and what did you hate about that relationship? Because to me, every relationship is new communication. It's new learning, right? Maybe I liked that person was, so I had an ex that I dated for a little bit, right? He was very attentive to me. Very, very attentive. Like we went to the lake one time and he was like, I was getting ready and he was like, what do you need? And I'm like, oh, I got to pack this and this. I'm so used to doing everything by myself that literally by the time I got done, which isn't that long for me to get ready, everything was already loaded in the truck.
Hmm.
So that's something that I did like,
Yeah. Hmm.
was those things. It was like you helped make it easier load. I could tell you've been trained by a previous wife. Right? So it made it easier. But at the same time too, I think there's a difference between transparency and communication.
Hmm.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that. There's a big difference between transparency and communication.
Yeah.
Transparency, we'll just put this out there. Transparency is, hey, I'm going out to dinner tonight with the guys. I'll call you in the morning. Okay.
Yeah. I know where this.
Communication is, oh yeah, last night I went out with the guys. Do you see the
Yeah.
difference? Like, I don't think people realize that you're communicating what you're going to do, but you're being transparent with me and being upfront and honest.
Hmm.
And I would say that that's my biggest thing is I can't find the transparency. I'm finding the communication, but that's only because I've asked.
Yeah.
If I
And
didn't
typically,
ask,
there's something hidden in that
mhm.
communication. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, perfect example. The last relationship, I that person was a great person. He was an amazing person. My mom liked him. Talk about, okay. My mom was really upset when it didn't work out. He was a great person, but he was also going he was in the middle of a divorce. He hadn't honed that down yet. He had kids that he hadn't honed down yet. And there was no transparency at all. But yet, if I would say something on communication, then it would get changed or fixed. But then there was no transparency. And so there was a lot of communication errors that weren't happening. And at that point in time, I cut it off because I'm like, this is too much. You're not being transparent with me. And I feel like you're hiding something. And I don't like that.
Yeah. And those are behaviors that were probably adapted from his several years of being married. I know even for me, you know, he had been divorced several years, maybe 3 when we met, 4. 4 years, but because he didn't allow himself to heal, by the time he got to me, he not only had his baggage with him, but was so like, this is what I don't want, and this is how I respond to stuff. So there were many times that his expectations of, you know, like what he was not communicating his expectations with me. So that was one thing. But then immediately it was like a defense. And there were so many times
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, dude, I'm not doing this to upset you. I
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like on autopilot. I'm just doing me. But because he had been toyed with in the past, and it wasn't just his marriage, it was, other relationships too, and I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out there that, there's 2 people in a relationship, I'm not trying to say anybody's wrong, but I'm just trying to
Okay.
say from my husband's point of view that, like, he was just like, "Oh, well, you're doing this to just to
Mhm.
spite me, just to fucking hurt me." And I was like, no, I'm doing this because I wasn't even thinking about it, and I was honestly just blah, blah, blah." And
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, shit, I didn't think about that." For the first, like, 3 years of our relationship, not even the marriage, it was like that. And it was just like he was always on the defense. I'm like, "Dude, why are you so upset?" "Well, because you did this because of the." "No, I did this because of this." And he's like, "Oh." So many times we had those because he had all of that, like, from the past,
Mhm.
like you're saying, the lies, the not being transparent. So the immediately you're quick to defend because of the shit that you've been through in the past. So if you don't allow yourself to heal, then you're going to take that into other relationships and hurt people.
Correct. And I think with that one, it was a lot faster that I saw and put up that boundary
Yeah.
and cut it
Because
off faster compared
but
to like
your
prior.
relationship before that, you didn't. So I think you're getting better. No, I don't mean that as a knock, Tiff. I mean it as like, you know what I mean? Like you learn like shit. Like the next time I see a guy act like this, I'm gonna kind
Right.
of spin it this way. And then you did, and you're like, damn, I hate being right.
Right.
And
And
then
I
like I'm
did.
right
I
now.
questioned it a lot faster on this one. And
Yeah.
then when I said something to see if we can communicate to be able to correct the action so that it didn't happen, and we talked about it, and I put that boundary there and was like, we have to be transparent with each other. And then 2 days later, you went and did stupid shit. Right. So, and I am very honest and upfront with people. Like I give trust to anybody. I give the person I'm with trust, even though I have been fucked over multiple times. I
Yeah.
will always give that person the initial trust because they are not my past relationship and they did not do me wrong. And so I try to give them trust, but I let them know, like, hey, I have been hurt. I have had a partner who has cheated on me multiple times, over 2.5 years. And that was a relationship that we, at the end, you and I talked about it. It was because I did not love myself. I stayed with that person because I didn't love myself. I would never let someone ever not even talk to me like that. Right. So that was a relationship that it was really at my lowest. And I let that person take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And so that's why when I got into the last relationship, as soon as I saw it, I said something. I gave him a chance to correct it. I gave a chance for that boundary. Like, here's a boundary. Here's how I feel. And you still went and did what the fuck you did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, like, to me, that just, it hurt me because I'm like, I really saw a future with that person.
Yeah.
Talking about moving to like a different state kind of future.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck? So that's why I'm like so quick now that like when I have online dating, I ask certain questions and I
Huh?
ask those questions like, hey, here's where I'm at. Here's my transparency. Here's my boundaries. But also,
Yeah.
too, I'm not dumping. That's what I think a lot of people do when they first start off. They dump all this shit that they've had. And it's like, whoa, like get to know the person before you start laying out your whole like life that has
Don't
happened.
be
I don't.
so transparent.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I don't want to do all that shit. I don't want to know about you doing anal stuff. Like that is not. Oh man, that is not for me. I mean, it is. Let me take that back. That's not for me. I don't want to know right away that you love things being put in your butt. Like that's just way too much information. And
When
I'm
you're
a
ex
big
or swingers or something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So when I date, normally like if I meet somebody on there, if I'm feeling them, I'll give them my phone number, right? So there's somebody that I'm talking to. He gave me his number right away after a couple conversations. Great dialect back and forth. Like we actually communicated before I got on the podcast. But once again, he does not know what I do. It's still new. He doesn't know about my sexual health background. He doesn't even know about my son. That's the other thing. I don't tell a lot of people about my son right away either because a lot of times people know I have like I'll say I have a son, but they don't grasp and understand my son. So instead of being like, hey, I've got an autistic intellectual disability kid that'll probably live with me for life, but he makes good jokes once in a while. right? I don't feel like that's appropriate to like spin that on somebody right when I meet them either. So I
Yeah.
normally like try to get to talk to them a little bit. If it's going, then I give a good number, a good number. I give my number. And then if I'm feeling the vibe through a couple messages, maybe a phone call or a voice message, then I will meet them. But if I meet them, it's only, I have rules. I only meet for 1 hour the first time, and that's for like either coffee or a drink, just
Yeah.
to see one, do they actually look like they look,
Yeah.
and how is the vibe in person? That's it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then after that, if we're feeling good, great, let's go ahead and go on a date. But I want to see, and I don't tell them this, but I want to see a man take the initiative and plan a date.
Yeah.
Like if you're planning a date to take me to a bar again, that's not a date for me because that means that you like to hit the bar regularly.
Yeah.
You want to hit a date? Take me to the gym.
Yeah.
I want to see how much you can lift. Can you pick up this big booty? You might be 5'5", but can you bench? Yeah, you might be 5'5", but can you bench 380?
My husband loved going to, I mean, my husband goes to the gym almost every day, but he loved going to the gym. The first couple times that I went with him when we were dating, I I should have broken up with him. He was so mean. Well, the gym is not for everyone.
See, I'll go to the gym, but I don't want to work out with anybody.
Yeah,
Because
I
even
love
you
working
and I, when we
alone.
go to the gym,
Now when we go to the gym, well, you and I have gone to the gym with him
yeah,
now.
we
He
go
goes
separate.
his way, and
See you
you and I
after.
like go our own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I think that going to the gym is fun to like kind of like flirt with each other, but
Yeah,
not like on like a first like I'm gonna work out with you. Like I don't do half of those lifts. You
yeah.
don't do half of my lifts, and then I have to underlift you so that you feel like the bigger person. I'm benching more than him. Like it just doesn't look good. But I think like, my thing is like going and doing stuff. I want to go somewhere where we can explore and we can talk,
Yeah,
right? So like a movie theater for a first date is a terrible idea because
yeah.
there's
That's
there's
probably
no
a
way of
first date.
communicating.
Yeah.
Dinner, I would tell men all this time. I know that you hear a lot of people are like, "Oh, women just want free food." Okay, first of all, I make my own money. I can cook for my damn self. I actually don't like dinner dates
Mhm.
because I don't like eating in front of people because sometimes I forget my manners. I chew with my mouth open. I talk with my mouth. I don't know if I'm supposed to have my elbows on the table, no elbows on the table. Do I hold my fork? Like it's a lot for my over brain.
I
So
hold
I
my
don't,
breath. This is how she eats.
right. I'm all holding utensils like, and then when you're like out and you're eating steak and someone cuts it on the plate,
And it's like,
that's me. I would do that. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I got to be all girly.
yeah.
Like, no, I want a steak. I'm in there like cutting it, seasoning
No, no.
it. T-bone,
Like me and my
right?
sweet potatoes.
This woman eats sweet. Okay, if any of you guys do this, she cooks a sweet potato, she bakes it, cuts it in half, and holds it like a fucking potato and eats it like this. Who eats a potato like
It's
this one?
so good that way. Sometimes I don't even cut it in half. I just like take off the top and I just eat. I'm practicing.
I can't. So for me, dates going to like dinners, I don't do. I don't like them. They're uncomfortable until I get to know you a little bit. I prefer going out, like free dates. We can go for a
Play
hike.
pool.
Right.
Yeah.
We can go
Yeah.
play pool. I have a side by side. We can go take the side by side for a ride. Like, I want to see like the old school dates where they like do picnics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, nobody does that anymore. I'm like, take me on a picnic.
Yeah. We
I'll
don't
meet you
I
there.
don't
I'm not going to
know.
get in your car.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing I think that women, even men, you should keep yourself safe. Yes, it's a lower statistic that a woman will kill you
Yeah.
technically than a serial killer is a man. It's very, very low odds that it's a woman. But I think that you should have a safety net. I have my phone. My friends have my location. My friends know where I'm going. And if I send any kind of like single, like a letter to a friend, they immediately will call me and get me out of a date because it's not going the way that I think it should. But
Yeah.
majority of the time, I can get myself out of the date. I'll be like, no, I appreciate you, but no, thank you. But at the
Yeah.
same time, too, I'm also packing. So I'm not worried about going somewhere. I always have a gun and there's always one in the chamber.
Men beware. No, I'm just kidding. Let's
I'm
wrap
sure
up
when men see me pull up with like my backpack and they see the little zipper on the back, they know I
yeah.
have a weapon. I have multiple
She can
weapons.
take care of herself.
But at the
Uh,
same, but I do that because of safety. But I remember being younger and I would go meet somebody, at their house or something. Like, how bad was that? Like, we didn't care. We had a
we
lot of
didn't
trust in people.
shit. I remember something I couldn't get my car to start or something. I was like 17. I was walking down the road to head to a job interview, and this guy came up with another friend of his, and they were like 19, and they were like, you know, whistling at me or whatever, pulled over. The guy was like, "You're so cute. Like, I want your number." And I was like, "Cool. Can you give me a ride up there?" And I got in his car and he was like, "I can't believe you got into the car." I'm like, "Oh, I trust you." We dated for a little bit. He was a douche, but I was like, I got in his car. I would never do that nowadays, though. It just, yeah, the trust is gone nowadays. That was,
Well, I think it's different too because back then nobody really knew about serial killers. It was always like a hush hush thing. It wasn't really advertised like it is now. Like now it's advertised like Uber drivers are killing people. I mean, come on, like it's just
well,
so
that was
much.
in the 90s. And I think that Jeffrey Dahmer was what, in the 80s? I should have known better.
Yeah, but Jeffrey Dahmer liked gay men.
This is true. Okay,
You were
what's the other
safe.
one? Ted Bundy?
And
He
Ted Bundy liked women.
he would pick
You
up
were
women
definitely
on the
his type.
road and slaughter them. So yeah, I could have been killed by Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
Instead,
so I don't know. I think that you got to keep yourself with dating sites and I
be
think
safe.
that you should have a group of friends that know your location. I'm not afraid to turn my location on to my friends. I mean, even she has it in North Carolina. She knows where I'm at.
I'm
And
like, why are you ignoring me? You're at home.
she'll stalk my shit. What are you doing? Why are you there?
Why are
So I
you
think
down?
you should still be safe. And I think men should be safe too. I think men should have their location to someone too. And don't be
Yeah.
afraid to tell your friends to send you a text to get you out of a date too if it's not working. But I think the majority is be honest with a person. Be like, listen, I'm not feeling the vibe. It's just not, I don't think we're a good fit. And I
Even
have
when
done
they're
that.
messaging after, like it was a
Yeah.
great day, but
I will message people, so I don't ghost. I don't like ghosting people. I'm a very upfront and honest person. I'll text them and be like, "Hey, it was great to meet you. I just don't think you and I are on the same path
yeah,
when it comes to things because we're not. I look for a partner that has the same kind of goals like I do. Like I am a hustler. I make money. I am constantly hustling. Like I will never be poor. I've done that once in my lifetime. I will never do that again. So I need somebody that has that mentality too that, if we're freaking hurting, like you're going to work that booty just like I would, right? But
yeah.
also to someone that has goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Yeah, we're older, but we still have goals. Like I like vacationing. You don't like spending money. I think that was another thing. I dated a guy, or I started talking to a guy who had 5 kids, 5 children. Okay. He had 5 kids and he was a bartender. He seemed like a super nice guy. But unfortunately, the sad part was I know with his job and the way that he talked, he could never afford to go do things. And
Yeah.
that was something that I didn't want to get sucked back into, like a previous relationship where I was paying for Christmases and paying for events. I
Yeah.
didn't want to do that again. So I cut that immediately.
Yeah.
Especially when he like brought up something like, oh, with 5 kids, it's hard to go here and here. And I'm just like,
He,
okay,
yeah.
like I have one and I get it. It's a struggle, but at the same time too, I'll do whatever I can to make sure. I mean, that kid's been to Italy,
Right. Yeah.
speaking Spanish in Italy. I loved it. It was freaking hysterical. But do you see what I'm saying? Like I will do whatever to take my kids somewhere to explore or whatever I need to do to make money so that I can have my time exploring
Thank
different things. So you have
you.
to really make sure that you're communicating what you like, I would say.
I mean, if you're in your 20s and you're dating a guy who has a kid and you're both on the struggle bus, it's totally different than being in your 40s and you've got your crap together, you want him to have it together as well, not just emotionally, but like take me out on dates, court me, like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
let me and let me know that you can take care of yourself so that way if we do want to go somewhere, you can pay for yourself and I can pay for myself, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm not afraid to split a check on a date.
Yeah.
Even though I love the men that are like, oh, no, 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 I
Yeah.
pay. And then you
Yeah.
start going on a couple dates and it's like, huh, yeah, I'll pay for this one. I'm perfectly, I don't know, I'm kind of like you. I like the old school courting, like court me, get to know me. But I
Yeah.
like the new age style. Like, I'm not afraid to pay for half of our dates. I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to plan a date either, right? Especially if I'm with the same person for a little bit of time. But I just want that communication and transparency. Like, it has to be there. And I think that's what's missing right now is a lot of people are not talking and communicating, even when it comes to the bedroom.
Hmm.
I that's a big thing I see a lot too with clients is like, oh, my wife just has no drive. And I'm like, okay, well, have you talked to her about it? Have you done the dishes lately? Right? Just this, I know it's so dumb to repeat the same thing, but it's the smallest things that literally will turn a woman on. So, with Valentine's Day approaching, guys, you want me to give you a tip on how to get a blow job and it's not Valentine's? Have your woman walk in to you doing the dishes or vacuuming without being told. That is an instant turn on for a woman.
Yes. Or get
Instant.
on that to do honeydew list of like
Hmm.
something needs to be done at the house, get it done. And then she'll
Right.
be, damn, you're looking mighty sexy. Right?
And if you don't know how to put shit together, call her best friend. She knows how to do it.
This is true. At least my best friend does.
I show up to North Carolina and she's got shit there. And I'm like, I guess he's working. Okay, I'll put it together. And I'm putting 4A boxes shit together.
Yeah. And
I'm building stuff.
communication, to wrap it up, communication, we talked about it last time too, sexually and just emotionally with your husband. If you haven't read the love languages book, read it together, take the test together. You both have to be invested in it. Get a good marriage counselor. Brian, sorry, husband and I, he doesn't like me to say his name. Husband and I like to we see a counselor and we have even before we got married. And in past relationships that I've been in, my previous marriage, he didn't want to have anything to do with marriage counseling. He didn't want to communicate, and I did. And that's going to drive you guys apart. Invest in each other in that way. Make
Yeah.
sure that you're still dating and you're still like talking about the things that are important. Every 7 years, statistically, we change. Our taste buds change, our likes and dislikes change. Um, and so as you're going with your partner and they go to change, are you both going in the same direction? Are you both still going up or sideways or whatever
Right.
direction? Or is he going this way and you're still going this way or vice versa? You're going to fall apart. So if you're not getting that communication and starting with a counselor is always helpful, but there's all kinds of if your husband or your wife is completely intimidated by talking to someone who's professional because it's the cliche of like seeing a counselor means that there's something mentally wrong with you. So what? There is. Most likely, we're all mentally a little bit messed up.
Buddy. Yeah.
Everybody. So, like, yeah, go talk about it and figure out how you guys can communicate and save your relationship because dating is just as freaking hard, if not harder, especially the older you get. So,
That's why I always say find a person that you can withstand or a person that you want to fight for every single day.
yeah.
Who's the person that
And
you want
fight
to
for
fight to
them.
keep that relationship?
Fight for them. Yes.
Right. And you don't have to, don't be physical. We're not advertising that. But meaning that's how you guys like it. But meaning, in the perspective of if you guys have a disagreement, you're not going to run the other way or turn to somebody else. Like you are going to stay there and fight to have that conversation and to try to work it out. But I believe every relationship is a two-part. You can't be the only one doing it and the other one's not trying at all. It
Yeah.
has to be a two-part. And if your other person's checked out, there ain't much you're going to really be able to do that, especially with a woman's standpoint. When they check out, they check out.
Yeah. Completely.
But men don't get played. A lot of men get played and keep that circle of constant going instead of just, I'm done. I can't keep doing this back and forth. It's too much.
Yeah.
So
Love your partner.
communication.
Yeah, love your partner enough to invest in the time to fix things with them.
And give blowjobs, ladies. I'm gonna say
And
that.
then, just get down there, do some work, do some dishes, and we'll easily put
Ladies, clam slam him. That's it. Just
make sure you guys give us a like and a follow and follow us on Instagram. We both have our Instagram pages on here and TikTok and Facebook, and leave us questions in the
yeah,
comments and we'll give you a
love
shout out
questions.
to respond. Yeah.
And make sure you guys are following on YouTube and Spotify. You'll immediately get notified when a new episode drops. So if you don't get a chance to see it, because we do it sporadically during the week, we don't really tell anybody, we just drop it. You're able to get the new one that comes out every single week. So appreciate you guys for checking in. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.